There have been so many interpretations of Batman over the years, and even then, I still feel like my ideal version of Batman hasn't been found yet. It's come very, very close. I still think there's room for improvement. So today, I'm going to try and find that perfect Batman. The earliest issues of Batman are set in the 1930s, and I think this kind of period, the interwar period, would be perfect for the character. My favourite version of Batman is the one from The Long Halloween. The illustrations are so striking, atmospheric, and the tone is really what is most important for me. The mix of the kind of the realistic, but also the kind of the more campy superhero elements that kind of blend together. That I find that really interesting, and also the kind of like noir aesthetics, the shadows, the kind of hard-boiled detective tone. That's what I like the most. And then from there, it kind of goes without saying that I think the Batman with Robert Pattinson is the best film portrayal of Batman. I'm not huge on the Christopher Nolan versions. I think it's too clean, it's too crisp. Bruce Wayne is too sane. I think everyone likes the Joker. The Batman suit is cool, but it's all a bit too slick, a bit too kind of James Bond, I guess. I like Batman is a bit rough around the edges, as there's clearly something going on mentally that he hasn't sorted out and he might never sort out. I like that more kind of flawed character, and I think the kind of interwar period, the prohibition, kind of reflects his character. There'd been probably many men in his kind of broken state at the time, so there's kind of more of a rich backdrop to draw from. The reference photo I used was this portrait of Marlon Brando. I think, if Marlon Brando back in the day, if there was a gritty, maybe 1970s, 1960s Batman, he would have been absolutely perfect for Bruce Wayne. I'm not sure how he would have done Batman, but just his face, his kind of expressions, he would have acted it really well. He just has the right look for Bruce Wayne, I think. So that was my jumping off point. And from there, I've kind of made it his own kind of look, and I'll talk you through that. I'm not going to be focusing on the batsuit. That's for another day. I need to figure that out. Batsuits are really hard to design. There's been so many, it's hard to make like an original look that looks good as well. So that's not going to be on the table for today. I'm going to be trying to find the kind of face for Bruce Wayne, capture how I would interpret his like personality, his look. I think it's really important to get the right looking Bruce Wayne. I think, Robert Pattinson does come the closest to that for me. I do like, who do I like? I don't know. But that's mainly what I'm going to be focusing on. I just get absorbed in trying to construct faces that look right. So yeah. So I wanted to give him quite like a strong, quite strong features. So I've started out with kind of quite an atmospheric, shadowy tone block out. I've given him very like big brow ridges, which are they're quite prominent in a lot of like the cowls of bat suits, and that also would give more shadow for his eyes. So I'm sticking fairly close to the Marlon Brando at this point. I've given him different hair. I've given him quite like a chunky, slicked back kind of hair with like a low hairline, quite rounded as well. This is subconscious for me. It's kind of echoing that, that bit at the front of the cowl, where it's just like a square on his forehead. That's kind of what I was going for. I wanted to give him quite a clean suit. Suits in that period, I think, they're the best suits. The big lapels, the kind of narrow ties. Those just look really nice on anyone. The really like spiky collars that spike down, like in a lot of JC Lane Decker images, they're quite good. Yeah, I really wanted to get his eyes perfect, so I kind of captured. I think I nailed the eyes. I've done sketches of him afterwards, and I've just not been able to catch it the same. Oh, here I am trying to figure out a cowl for him if I was to design it. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I think the head shape works. I'm just rendering the details in, getting the highlights right. I wanted to give him quite high cheekbones as well. That really just reflect the light off, give him quite like a chiseled look. With the kind of Roman shape, I've given him quite like Greco-Roman features. I think that kind of helps with the superhero look. But also he could, I don't know, it just makes him, it just feels like Bruce Wayne. I don't know how else to explain it. Those really tight, spiky collars, I really like those. Yeah, with his expression, I wanted to show the trauma that he's obsessed with. So he's just completely stone-faced, brooding. That's how I like Bruce Wayne. But also he could keep up appearances. He's not dishevelled. He's putting effort into his appearance. He's getting a nice haircut. He's not completely Robert Pattinson, kind of can't keep himself together. I feel like that's more of like a modern interpretation anyway. So yeah, this is more of like the stoic kind of bottled up Bruce Wayne.